Okay, for so number 11, it says in the equations above, B and C represent the price per pound in dollars of beef and chicken. X weeks after July 1st during last summer, what was the price per pound of beef when it was equal to the price per pound of chicken? So for this equation, we're just gonna have to set the equations equal to each other. So 235 plus 0.25x equals 1.75 plus 0.4x. Now we can subtract 0.25, so we'll get here 2.35 equals 1.75 plus 0.15x. Then we can subtract this 1.75, so we'll get 0.6 equals 0.15x. Then we can divide. It's like the same as dividing 60 over 15, which gives us 4. So we get x equals 4. But then from there we have to plug that in. You can plug it into either one to get the answer. So we can just plug it into this one since it's easy. 0.25 times 4 equals 1. So 235 plus 1 equals 335. So that's when they're going to be equal. D. For number 12, it says a line passes through the origin and has a slope of 1 over 7. Which of the following points lies on the line? So we know that it passes through the origin, so 0, 0 is going to be a point on the graph. And we have the equation, this slope. So we can plug it in and see. We'll plug in 0 for x, so it's going to equal 0. So it's not going to have anything else on top of the slope. So you can just test the numbers, and when you get down to this one, do 1 over 7 times 14. You get 14 over 7, which equals 2. So it's 14, 2. So this is going to be on the graph, D. It's asking if x is greater than 3, which of the following is equivalent to 1 over x plus 2 plus 1 over x plus 3. So first we'll have to take these and we'll have to make them common denominators so we can add the top. So we'll have this 1 over x plus 2 plus 1 over x plus 3. And we'll multiply this side by x plus 2. And we'll multiply this side times x plus 3. So we're going to get 1 over x plus 3 plus x plus 2 all over, we'll have to multiply these, and they're going to be the same since they're common now, so it's going to be x squared plus 5x plus 6, and there's a 1 on top over here. Yeah, so then we can add these up. We'll get 1 all over 2x plus 5 all over x squared plus 5x. And since there's a 1, to eliminate the 1, we just flip the whole equation, which gets rid of the 1. So it'll equal x squared plus 5x plus 6 all over 2x plus 5. And that's B. Okay, this says if 3x minus y equals 12, what is the value of 8 to the x over 2 to the y? So the first thing to do with the exponents is get a common base. So we know that 8 can be turned into 2, so that's going to be 2 to the third equals 8 to the x all over 2y, 2 to the power of y. So we know the exponent rule that if you're dividing exponents, it's going to be equal to this minus this. So it's going to equal 2 to the 3x minus y. And here it gives us this information, which is always going to be important if they give you information. 3x minus y equals 12. So we know that this equals 12, so we have 2 to the 12, and that's that A. Okay, this says if ax plus 2 times bx plus 7 equals 15x squared plus cx plus 14 for all values of x, and a and b equals 8, what are the two possible values for c? So first we're going to multiply this out. So we'll get abx squared plus 7ax plus 2bx plus 14. And it's equal to this equation. So we know that this is going to be the 15x squared, and this is going to be the plus cx, and the 14 is already here. So now it tells us that a plus b equals 8, and we also know that a times b equals 15. So the numbers that a and b can be is 3 and 5. So a can equal 3, b can equal 5, and a can equal 5, and b can equal 3. So then we can plug those in to these and see. So if we plug in the a here, we'll get 35, and we plug in the b here, we get 6. So 35 plus 6 is going to be 31x. So that's going to be one of the values of c, which is only an answer to, but we can check the other one too. We can plug in 3 here, we'll get 21x, plus plug in the 5 into the b, we'll get 10, which is 31. So that's what we're going to get. D. Now we're going to go on to the bubbling questions. This is asking if t is greater than 0 and t squared minus 4 equals 0, what is the value of t? So we know that this is a perfect square. It might not look familiar, but if you set it up like x squared minus 4 instead of t, we know that we can factor it out to x plus 2, x minus 2, which means our values are going to be negative 2 and 2, and it says that t is greater than 1, so that eliminates negative 2, so our answer is going to be 2. Okay, this question, 17, it says a summer camp counselor wants to find the length x in feet across a lake in the sketch above. The lengths represented by AB, EB, BD, and CD on the sketch were determined to be 1800, 1400, 700, and 800. So first, let's label those on the graph. So AB is 1800, EB is 1400, BD is 700, and CD is 800. So as you can see, 700 corresponds to the 400, showing that they're similar triangles. So multiplying 700 by times 2, you get 1400. So to go small, you can divide this by 2 and you'll get this is 900. But it's asking for this, and it gives us this. So we just multiply 800 times 2, and we'll get 1600, which means x equals to 1600. For this question, it's asking us what is the value of x. So we just have to solve for x. So let's eliminate y. So x plus y equals negative 9. X plus 2y equals negative 25. So to cancel this y, we'll have to make this one equal to negative 2. So multiply this whole equation times negative 2. So we get negative 2x minus 2y equals 18. And here we'll get x plus 2y equals negative 25. Then these y's cancel out. Negative 2x plus x is negative x, and then you take the negative 25 and add 18. So negative 25 plus 18 equals negative 7. To make x positive, you can just multiply each one by negative 1, and you'll get x equals 7. And that's our answer for that one. On question number 19, it says in a right triangle, one angle measures x, where sine of x equals 4 over 5. What is cos 90 minus x? So there's like a common rule for this kind of question that sine of x is always going to be equal to cos of 90 minus x. They want you to waste time and draw a triangle, but if you know the rule, this equals this, you know that it's just going to equal 4 over 5. Is going to equal to cos of 90 minus x. That's going to be your answer, 4 over 5. Okay, for number 20, it says if a equals 5 root 2 and 2a equals root 2x, what is the value of x? So let's plug in the 2 here on this equation. So we'll get 2a equals 10 root 2, which means 10 root 2 is equal to 2x. So to get rid of the roots, we can square each side, which will make this 100 times 2, since the square root disappears because we square rooted that, equals 2x. 100 times 2 is 200, and we have 2x. You can divide each side by 2, divide by 2, divide by 2, and your 200 over 2 equals 100. So we'll get that 200 over 2 equals 100, so x equals 100.